Alright, as promised, here's lesson 80. This lesson is called Operations with Scientific Notation. So we're going past just the idea of putting something into scientific notation. We're going to put what we get into scientific notation, then we're going to do the given operation. So let's look at example 1. Example 1, it says, write the numbers 0.003 times 10 to the negative fourth and 2 times 10 to the 20th in scientific notation, then multiply. So when you hit these problems, the first thing you're going to do is write them in scientific notation. If you don't know how to write them in scientific notation, I'm going to try to show you that again. Hopefully you got that. Seems like most of you did get that. So let's put these in scientific notation. Get my pencil color. So this first one, as I started to write here, in order to get it in the scientific notation, the decimal point has to be after the first digit of your number, of your non-zero number. So in order to get it there, we have to move it 3 places to the right. So I'm moving my decimal point 1, 2, 3 places to the right. If I move it to the right, that means I'm going to be subtracting 3. So I'm going to get 3.0, let me put that 0 in there, times 10, and since I already have minus 4 and we're moving it 3 more places, it's going to be to the negative 7 power. The reason it's going to be negative is because when we multiply it back, it has to make the number smaller. So it's how it's going to make the number, when you multiply it, how it's going to get back to this beginning number. Alright, the next one is already in scientific notation because our decimal point is not written there, but we know the decimal point in a whole number goes after the number. So this one we just recopy, 2.0 times 10 to the 20th. Once we put them in scientific notation, then we're going to multiply the number parts together. So we're going to multiply the numbers, so we're going to have 3.0 times 2.0. And then we're going to take our exponent part, 10 to the negative 7, times, I guess we just put the x, 10 to the 20th. We multiply our numbers together. 3 times 2 would just be 6, times, and then we'd add the exponents. Remember, when we multiply with the bases are the same, we add the exponents, so 10 to the 13th. So once you get them in scientific notation, you multiply the number parts together, and then you're going to add the exponents on the 10. So let's look at the next one. We're going to, first of all, this is another multiplication. We're going to put it into scientific notation. So we're going to move the decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the right. So again, we're going to subtract 6 off of the number. So if we do that, let me change my color, we're going to have 4.0 times 10, and I think I have too many zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the negative. So we're going to subtract 6. So it's going to be minus 11. And then we're going to put the next one in scientific notation. So the decimal point has to be right here. So that means we're going to move it over to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This time we're going to be adding 5. So it's going to be 7.0 times 10 to the 5th. Once we get that, then it's really easy. We're going to multiply the number parts together. So you're going to have 4 times 7. And we're going to be adding our exponents. So it's 10 to the negative 11th and 10 to the 5th. So this is going to be 28 times 10 to the minus 6th power. Not too bad, huh? I think these are pretty easy. Alright, let's try another one. Alright, I can move my little screen over. This is a division problem. You're going to do it the same way, except this time we're going to divide. So we need to put these in scientific notation. So this one, we're going to have to move our decimal point over 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So that's going to give us 1, switching my colors, 1.6 times 10, and I lost count, 1, 2, 3, to the negative 3 power. This time we're going to divide by, so when you do a division, you're just going to draw the line. We're going to divide by, let's see, we have to move our decimal point. Remember, it starts at the end. We're moving to the left this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to divide by 4 times 10. Keep forgetting my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the 5th. Now when we're doing dividing, we're going to divide the number parts. So it's going to be 1.6 divided by 4. And then we're going to divide the exponent part. So it's 10 to the minus 3 over 10 to the 5th. If we divide the number parts, we're going to get 1.6 divided by 4 is just going to give us 0.4. This one has a little trick on it. 0.4 times 10. Now, if we bring the negative 5 up here, it's like subtracting 5, so it's going to be 10 to the minus 8. The problem with this is it's not yet in scientific notation because the decimal point in your final answer has to be after the first non-zero number. So we have to move it over one place to the right, so we're going to get 4 times 10 to the minus 9 power. And that's your answer. When they tell you to divide these, put them in scientific notation, divide the number part, divide the exponent part, and then you have to make sure that your final answer is in scientific notation. Let's just do one more. As you can see, this one looks quite complicated, but it's not very hard. You just have to put each of these in scientific notation, multiply the number parts, and then divide the number parts. So here we go. The first one, we're going to move our decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right. That's going to give us 7.0 times 10. We're moving 4 places to the right, so we're going to be subtracting to the negative 27. Then we're going to do the next one. Just take them one at a time, and it's not too bad. 4, and this time we're going to move it 1, 2, 3 places to the left, so that means we're going to add 4, times 10 to the 10. We're going to add 4 onto the 6. It's going to be plus 4, because we moved it 4 places left. Let's go to the denominator now. This one we have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the right. So we're going to have 4 times 10 to the minus 5. And finally, we do the last one. We're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the left. So it's going to be 7 times 10 to the 6. Once we get in that place, we're going to start doing numbers and then exponents. So on the top, we're going to get 7 times 4. And then we're going to get 10 to the minus 27 times 10 to the 10. So I'm just regrouping, which you can do in multiplication. 4 times 7 again. And then we're going to get 10 to the minus 5 times 10 to the 6. Multiply our number parts together, so we get 28 over 28 times, and on the top we're going to get 10 to the, let's see, did I count this one wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that one was right. Now about the top. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, this should have been a 3 up here. Sorry about that. That means this one's a 9. So we're going to get 10 to the 10th times 10 to the 9th up here. So I already have that. Just tune myself off. So if we're going to add those together, we're going to get to the negative 18th up here. And then on the bottom, we're going to get 10 to the first power, negative 5 plus 6. If we finish this out, we're going to get 28 over 28 is 1 times 10 to the minus 19. If we bring this to the top, or if we subtract our exponent, this is what we're going to get. Just be careful, the final answer has to be in scientific notation, and this one is in scientific notation because the decimal point is one place after the first non-zero number. So that's it for lesson 80. I hope that helped. Make sure I haven't noticed many people using the help board this week, so make sure you list your problems on the help board before class. That's it for lesson 80.